Hi, everybody. Welcome to PE again. We're going to be outside today. I know I'm inside, so it's probably a bad example. But weather's going to be obviously great again today, so we want to take advantage of it. So we want to kind of continue on with outdoor PE being um, individualized, no equipment needed other than maybe just one thing from your house, around your house today. Um, but also, too, with the thought of we're trying to um, get some muscles in our upper body, our core, and our lower body in a very very small way. It's more of a cardio way and a way to basically just kind of get your muscles up and moving. Okay, but also with that, we also want to take into consideration what your day looks like, what your schedule looks like. And the way I think of things is that your schedule, your periods 1 through 5, um, you're sitting, you're obviously maybe at home or even at school, but you're limited in the amount of being up and moving around that you're doing. Okay, so when I think of what we can do and what's best for you, I think of it being around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I think of the weather. I think of what your body can and maybe needs to do after maybe being sitting all morning long. Okay, so with that, taking that into consideration, and always taking that into consideration, um, that's again what we're going to kind of go off of today. Okay, so I'll kind of review today and why it looks the way it does. So the first thing I'd like you to do, first off, we're just going to do just one round. So we're just going to do these 5 things just kind of in this particular order, and then that would be our basically around our 30 to 35 minutes total, about 30 minutes physical activity for the day. Okay. So I think based on kind of being sitting throughout the morning, I think to start off with a 5-minute walk to jog. And so simply, obviously going outside, having some type of timing system in which you're starting off with a walk. And you're walking for a certain amount of time. Maybe it's 2 minutes or maybe it's 3 minutes, but we're just starting to get our body out of the chair from maybe sitting in front of the computer. So we just got to kind of get it, get some, just a little bit faster blood flow, and starting to activate our muscles, and just to kind of get our body just kind of warmed up just a little bit. And after 2 or 3 minutes of that walk, then we turn it into a slow jog. Okay, but knowing that in 5 minutes, we want to be back at our home base. So we want to be back in our garage or back in our living area to do 3 specific exercises. Okay, so that 5-minute walking / running or jogging is up to each individual as far as how much walking. It could be all walking, in which we're going to continue to kind of, just kind of basically stretch our lower back out, stretch our hips out, stretch our quads and our hamstrings, and the things that have kind of been sitting all day. Okay. So when we get back from that walk jog, then we want to kind of get into some specific muscles. Okay. And our first thing is going to be for our upper body, and that is going to be a wide push-up. And we want to do 3 sets of 10 with our wide push-up. So a wide push-up is just where our hands are wider, significantly wider than our shoulders. Okay, and this will get us to get into our chest just a little bit more than, say, our shoulders. All right, so if we get our, again, hands outside the frame of our shoulders, really, really, really wide push-up, that would put more of the stress and strain on our chest muscles and a little bit less on our shoulder muscles when we get wide. Okay, so we want to do 30 total wide push-ups. We also want to get into our legs, and that's number 3. It's a long name of an exercise, but a single leg, straight leg deadlift. Okay, so what that is we've done this before, but this is where we could have a household product as resistance, a very light one, a very, very light one. Just something with a handle. It just kind of keeps your posture really good. But I'm going to hold this in my right hand, and since I'm asking you for a single leg, I'm just going to lift one of my legs up. And because it's in my right hand, I actually lift up my right foot. So my left foot is the only one. So it's opposite. So if I'm holding the object in my right hand, my left foot is on the ground. Okay? And the SDL, that straight leg deadlift, simply looks something like this. I keep my leg straight, the one that's on the ground, and I take my object and I keep my leg straight and I bend over at the hip and I bring that object in front of my toe and I tap it on the ground and then I come back up again and you'll feel that stress and strain in your hamstring and in your glute and maybe even in your lower back. Okay? So if I were to go and show it to you in the front, again, object's in my right hand, so I lift up my right foot, I come down to the left, nice and slow and in control. I'm feeling a stretch in my hamstring. I'm going to my toe, and then I come back up again. But I'm not letting this leg that's not touching the ground, I try not to use it to tap and touch for balance. I try not to use my balance. I'm using my hamstring to solidify my balance from me falling over. So we don't want to have this opposite foot, okay, touch the ground or tap the ground. As we do all these repetitions of back and forth, we try not to use this other leg at all. Okay? When we do our single leg, straight leg deadlift, we want to do 20 each leg. Okay? We then want to move on to mountain climbers. Mountain climbers is more for your abs and your core. And this is when we're simply on all fours and we're going to climb a mountain. Okay, so we are on all fours and we're simply bringing our knee, okay, up to our back of my arm, outside the frame of my body, going back and forth. And as I do it, I'm crunching my core on every time I lift my knee. And we want to do 3 sets of 12. It is kind of a strenuous thing because you're keeping your body almost like in an elevated push-up position. So you're kind of working a lot of muscles, not just your core, but that's the primary focus is your core. So we just want to do 3 sets of 12 and take a little break. So 6 with your left knee and 6 with your right knee to get to your 12. After these 3 exercises, we want to then go leave our home base again and get out there in the sunshine and again go for 5 minutes. And you can jog a little bit more than the first go around. Again, the first go around was just to kind of get you loosened up. And now you've been loosened up. You've done some exercises now. You're ready to go for a 5 minute, maybe a little bit a 5 minute, like maybe it's an all jog. Okay? Maybe it's a 4 minute jog. But it's best to start off kind of just walking maybe for 30 seconds, just kind of get the flow of where you're going, and then instantly into a jog and for a total of 5 minutes. Okay? And then all of this combined is about a 30-minute workout today, physical activity, all based on the weather, all based on you being by yourself, all based on not necessarily needing anything other than maybe one household item that you might have around. All right? If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Come do, obviously, our Google Meets, office hours. Let me know how I can help. I'm here to help.